Hello and welcome to all the aspiring data scientists out there. There are lots of confusion, doubts, and questions as you prepare to begin your data science journey. But you need not worry anymore because we are here with a series of talks with industry experts and real-life data scientists to answer all of your queries and help you get started. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest for this episode, my friend, Mr. Joe Hahn. Joe is a leading data scientist at Oracle with decades of hands-on real-life experience in data science. Welcome, Joe. To begin with, why don't you give us a sneak peek at what do you do on a daily basis in your current role?
So we have multiple efforts with multiple Oracle customers. Some just want to put eyeballs on their data for the first time, so they load it into the Oracle Cloud, and then I help them use the various tools we have at our fingertips to access the data, prep the data, make some charts, some plots to show them what the data is trying to tell them. Often these customers are interested in machine learning, and typically they're newcomers to machine learning, so I'll show them how to use our various Oracle tools to build machine learning models on their data to predict whatever it is they're interested in. So it's a lot of customer education. For some customers, it's really working in parallel with them, hand in hand. Mm-hmm. So when essentially if the customer spends a lot of money in the Oracle Cloud, we give them white glove treatment, and we help their data scientists deliver their use cases in their new Oracle tools. So it's a lot of collaboration often with Oracle customers, solving problems in manufacturing, how to make their widgets more efficiently, or targeted marketing, so how they can sell their customers more crap that they might not necessarily need. How to do their business more efficiently, typically, is what they're interested in doing. And we have a wide variety of tools that they have at their fingertips, and helping them just figure out what's the best tool for their use case. Uh-huh. is one of the things they're most interested in.
Right. So, Joe, you have not attended any formal education or training program as such in data science, right? You have mastered the art through first-hand experience and years of real-life hands-on implementation in the field. So, will you share your candid opinion on how do you think the full-time academic programs on data science fare against someone learning it through real-life work experience?
I'm not even sure which is the better way forward. My path was distinct and not necessarily the best way forward. I've certainly met some accomplished folks who either have a PhD in machine learning or computer vision, or masters in data science, and they're very talented. And the great benefit they get from formal training is they have a great awareness of, I think, what's sort of current bleeding edge in analytics and machine learning and neural networks. So there's advantages to both. Mm-hmm. I think the advantage I have is just having that physics training, many years of building physics-based computer simulations of phenomena. Mm-hmm. So I have a sense of what worked for in my astronomy research, or teaching class to young physics and astronomy students. Often we're doing project work, code-based project work. So the great usefulness there is I have a lot of hands-on experience attacking problems from multiple different directions, which I think I benefit from. I feel like I have a good intuition on what approaches are going to work, what isn't. Mm-hmm. But what I'm lacking is the book knowledge that you might get from a degree program. So there, instead of having to learn the hard way, learn from your mistakes and what didn't work, you can instead read a book or have a professor tell you, this is a better way forward. So there are pros and cons to both, I think.
And I believe you have laid a great example there, Joe, on how to do it by oneself. But which brings me to the next question, Joe, is even though the best investment one can make is on oneself, but there are people for whom it may be difficult to afford a paid program, especially now, given the global pandemic situation. Do you think, with the vast amount of information that is available out there, it is possible to train oneself for free?
Definitely doable. I did the same. Yeah. I did this 6 or 7 years ago, so the online courses were just ramping up. And I myself have never taken one of those online courses. So I also don't know what I'm missing out. But a lot of people have, and they recommend it. So I'm sure they're useful. And some of them are free online courses. Some I'm sure you pay money for. What I found most effective is when I was going from astronomy research into data science. I knew I had to learn Python. I knew how to learn SQL. I didn't know anything about either. So I just went out and spent $15 on a book and worked through a good book with lots of hands-on exercises, code base where you actually had to, either copy and paste someone else's code from the book or from a GitHub repo into the command line, see the results. That's where I learned. That's how I learned Python. How I learned SQL. As I do that, I encounter questions. Code doesn't execute as expected. There are errors. Google has all the information that isn't in my head or in my book. So writing a good Google query to resolve the issue at hand also is the other part of free learning that is very valuable. And as I would research various topics, maybe different machine learning algorithms, or how people use either machine learning or TensorFlow neural networks to solve whatever problem was in my head, there are a lot of blogs out there that are well written and informative. So if you can find those blogs, which is the challenge, there's lots of content that's useless when you type your Google query and you get a long list of useless, irrelevant URLs. So again, over the years, I just got really good at writing very effective Google queries. And once you can phrase the question as the right, something that Google would comprehend, and the number 1 or number 2 ranked recommendation on the Google response is the one you want. And it's often a blog or a Stack Overflow report. So everything you don't know that you think you want to know but don't know in your head, it's in a blog or it's in a Stack Overflow.
But there are so many courses and choices available online and otherwise these days that people are spoiled for choices, right? You have all these big tech giants like Oracle, Microsoft, Google, AWS, you name it, with their certification paths and the trainings available. You have the premier technical institutes now tying up with the training platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and providing their own certifications or micro courses. Then you have different communities like Kaggle hosting the competitions and hackathons and whatnot. So a newcomer is often overwhelmed with these kind of choices and avenues available. What would be your suggestions to someone new in this aspect?
Let's see. How did I? I'm never not overwhelmed by all the irrelevant stuff you can find on the internet. So during that period of unemployment between going from academic researcher to data scientist, I tried to recast myself as a consultant. I'd never succeeded. I couldn't get enough customers to actually pay me enough money to pay my bills. But there I was picking up gigs, people who have a little bit of money, they have a business use case, they want to hire someone cheap and fast to solve whatever business problem they have. And so there was a lot of learning done that way, just how to even talk to a customer. I didn't know anything. How to put how to sell your work, even though you weren't very skilled in the area. But you want to get a customer, get a use case, get something going, so you can learn how to do the job, do what data scientist does. So even if you're in that unemployment period between your next serious data science job, get yourself out there. Put a resume out in one of those online. I'm not sure what the word for it is, but there are places where programmers and data scientists can collect gig work, and just anticipate you're not going to make any money doing it, but you might gain some valuable experience doing that.
Thanks a lot, Joe. So that concludes the part 1 of this episode. But hang on, keep watching this space for the part 2 and the conclusion of this episode. In the meantime, if you like our content, you feel this is useful towards your data science journey, then please subscribe, like, and share this content with your friends and other aspiring data scientists. This will encourage us and help us to bring more useful and meaningful contents for you in future episodes. Keep watching. Thanks a lot.